Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Hedjaz. In previous episode we had a bit of an early war against Russia and we were just holding our ground over here. Although that war ended fairly quickly once the French did the landing in, well, relatively quickly once the French did the landing over here in St. Petersburg and just started wreaking havoc in there. We're now less than a year away from the point where we can start fighting Kazimir State. We'll conquer that because that's a decent bit of pops in there, plus a decent bit of industry as well. But the pops especially is very important because we can start getting some more tax income. I also realize that we are over our authority, but it's... no, I think we can probably be fine with that. Is there any better tax system? Opium would actually be slightly better than tea tax, although the difference is minimal. We're getting a bit more construction sectors up now, which is going to increase our construction cost quite a bit. Especially with the fact that we've increased to the iron frame buildings now. But we've got a decent bit of credit to use, and I'm pretty sure that if we can... well, I suppose we didn't get the law passed yet for better taxation. But if we can get someone else other than just armed forces... oh, Ottomans are improving relations. That's actually quite nice. I could probably do the same for them, so we can get that up faster. There we go. What we are going to be preparing to do is the war against Kazimir State. We've got 18 battalions that we'll use for that war. I don't think we need to use any more than that. Hopefully we can get the dedicated police force passed as well. So there might be a bit more of the other groups that get more. Like the... to be fair, the Conservative Party total does have a lot of clout overall. There's no denying that because it's still the Sunni and the landowners and the armed forces. Law debate failed. Okay, well that's not going to pass then. Can we start? No, we can't start rolling for the tax laws yet. Alright then, I guess we won't passing any laws. When is the next election? Ah, that's next year, okay. So I guess the debate will start soon enough. Oh, and oh yeah, we lost a 50% bonus there, alright. And now we're losing 13 oh wow. Okay, well, we're spending a lot of money. Hopefully we'll start making some money soon as well. I mean, we've got a pretty good amount of construction speed going on in here right now. Although a decent chunk of that goes to the private sector, but I suppose if they build more lead mines for me, I'm not complaining. And how's the turmoil over here? It's 28.6. So I think once it goes below 25 turmoil, then we'll be able to reduce the penalty of the state construction efficiency, which means that we'll be able to get the, especially the lumber camps over here, or logging camps in here a lot faster. Still got massive taxes though. And there's not too much I can do. I mean, I could maybe lower some of the government wages again. I don't know if that's the thing that... well, I suppose we'll have to do that. Just to reduce the deficit a little bit. It's just because we've still been unable to get the bloody tax reforms. I mean, we tried doing 2 of the different taxes, and both times has failed. Oh, right, Equatoria has been fully colonized by the British. Oh, and we just had a general die. Which one, though? Oh, the one in Ethiopia. Expert defensive strategies, that seems like a pretty decent. Although, cruel is not exactly... you know, we'll go with the meticulous instead. Still experienced defensive strategies. And meticulous, that seems like a bit more useful traits there. But we're almost there, so we can start the war against the Kazimir State. Now, I'm hoping that they will give up. I'm not entirely sure if they will, but like that would save us a lot of trouble. There's a suffrage. There's a lot of support for that. Sure, we'll try. I don't think it's going to pass. Oh, landowners are now very upset. So yeah, all the tax income is going down. Alright then. Ah, power of the purse, postal savings. Good. Let's have a look at the other things here. So, after the purse is probably going to be either triage or rifling. And then production, we're getting the mechanized workshops. Ooh. So there's furniture manufacturing, mechanized workshops, mechanized looms, sewing machines. That seems like a good idea. Although a lot of those will probably need electricity to be fair. Mining accident. I could, to be fair, increase the approval rating of the rural folk a little bit. Or, if I go for the... oh yeah, capitalist investment pool. Well, actually, that's not necessarily that much needed. And the trade unions aren't... I'm going to increase the rural folks' approval rating at least. Let's make them maybe a little bit more likely to be in the next government, so we could pass some of the laws. Ah, rifling is spreading, and Central Archives is spreading as well. Right, the truce should end shortly. And then we can start another war against Kazimit State. Illegitimate government. Oh, wow. Oh, because Conservative Party is now, technically speaking, out of there. Okay, let's... Oh, wow. We've got exactly one option, and that's Agrarian Party. I suppose we'll just stop trying to pass this then. We'll wait for that to go out. I could get the petty bourgeoisie in here. Does that mean that we could... Ooh. Proportional taxation now has 13% support. It's probably not going to pass still. We'll give it a try at least. And now the truce with Kazimit State should be over. So we can start a war. But there's a lot of nations that are present in here. I don't think any one of them will join. At least I hope none of them will join. Let's go ahead and activate the army here. You are defensive strategies, but you'll probably be able to do some attacking as well. And that is a lot of messages going on in the side there. So, is anyone leaning? I could probably ask Egypt to join. But I guess we'd have to give them an obligation. And I'd rather not do that. So they're uncertain. They've got 7 battalions. We've got more troops on the border there. A lot of nations are already declaring neutrality on this one, which is actually good for us. Now, I don't think Ottomans would join against me. I don't think Egypt is going to join against me. And that leaves USA, France, and Britain. And I think, considering that we're improving relations with Britain... Oh, Free Trade Party has been formed. Good. So, who's leading and what? Okay, so Free Trade Party is still just the industrialists. Liberal Party is... Oh, Armed Forces is splitting off from the Conservative Party. So that might start reducing their power a little bit. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully we're going to pass the taxation law before the election happens. But there's no guarantee of... Okay, Austria has declared neutrality, so that leaves with just... Oh wait, no, that was an old message. So yeah, there's only these 3 that could join. I don't think France really hates us that much that they would join against me. They're number 2 great power, but they've got a lot of other things to worry about, I reckon. Partisan papers. Momentum for the Agrarian Party, or paper... you know what, I'm going to increase the Agrarian Party's momentum a little bit. So they're going to get at least into the government, and then they can maybe try... helping pass the proportional taxation, for example. Or the other taxation. But anyway, we really need to get the taxation laws passed soon. And the war has started. Now, we've got the advantage in here in terms of numbers. They've got okay defense, though. We got better defense, but like they only need to hold their ground there for the time being. And over time, well, okay, that's 18 versus 7. This is probably going to be a victory. Well, actually, they got okay defense with the dug-in bonus there. Oh, nice surprise maneuver, so their defense dropped quite drastically, which means that they'll take a lot more casualties in this fight now. So we've got one roll probably before the election for passing the taxation law. I'm hoping that it will pass. I mean, it's only very low chance, but we really, really, really need to get that taxation law passed, because otherwise we're just going to... slowly but surely roll into bankruptcy, although we are going to get a lot of tax-paying citizens over here in Kazimit State soon enough again. Well then. Descenders break ranks. Alright then, may devil take them. I suppose we won't pass that law. We could try for the per capita taxation, but at the same time, I'm going to wait until the election is over, so we can see who has how much clout and all that. So we can figure out who's going to be in the government anyway, because the election is going to be in 44 days. We'll just go with that. At least the landowners are now somewhat happy again. Intelligentsia, on the other hand, is not. That's a lot of prestige lost there. That's probably partially because of the taxation and all that. So, I'm going to retake this. Because you're not going to take the peace deal yet. We'll conquer this, and I suppose one good thing about this war taking a bit longer is that we'll have then time to do the war against Hobbio. Oh, did we get the munitions plant already? We did. Right, so it takes a bit of lead and explosives, so now there's going to be at least... Are we in the French market? We're in the French market. Alright then, well that might actually change some things. Because there's probably going to be a lot better access to coal. I presume, anyway. Oh, yes, there is. Let's produce a bit more lead then, shall we? Which means, oh, we can get a steel mill as well. Interesting, but that might be part of the reason why we're losing so much money. Since we are in a different market. And a lot of the things that we've been producing are not necessarily quite as profitable anymore. Although, it's the munitions plant, so that is... There is a lot of... oh yeah, there's a lot available there. Alright then, well, we've got access to the skirmish infantry, so we're just going to start switching the Ethiopian troops to that already. We don't have access to shrapnel artillery yet, but that's fine. And then, well, I suppose after this combat, we should have most of this already conquered. But I suppose, I still want to get independence from Egypt at some point. Conservative Party, 72%, Agrarian Party, 13%. Let's have a look. Reform government, 92, okay, I could take 61% government over there. And then try passing some of the tax laws. A 16% chance of passing at least. That's progress compared to what we had before. So now it's minus 17 or 19,000. There we go. We would actually switch to the better tools, even maybe the steel tools. But I'm going to go with the raw iron tools at least. Oh, and I suppose water tube boiler over here to reduce the workforce needed. So Somaliland is going to have at least a little bit more a little bit more spare workforce. There is silk available, so we can start making some luxury clothing. We can probably do that in here as well then. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. Let's actually have a look at all the urban stuff now. So, textile mills, everyone start making some luxury tools. We made some precision tools, or use some precision tools to make some more luxury furniture. Tooling workshops, I'm going to put all into the iron tools. Can I go for water tube boilers for all of them? I could, but it's not really going to be that much profit. But there's a lot of coal available, so we kind of might as well utilize some of that in... Because I know that a lot of the tooling workshops are not in particularly good locations in that regard. Everyone's using the glass already. Arts academies we could... Oh, we're building an arts academy. Alright. That's probably the private sector, to be fair. And in the rural section, is there anything that we need to do? I mean, I suppose there's some of the mines, iron mines, for example, we can start using the condensing engine pump. Get a bit of extra stuff there. We could... Oh yeah, that's going to be a lot of extra money from the meat production. Also a lot of tools used, but that's fine. Millet farms, we'll use probably the fig orchards. Oh wow, and that's going to be a lot of money from there. Harvesting tools, going to reduce a little bit of the workforce there. Sulfur mines, use the pumps. Anything else over here? I mean, there's the fishing wharves. I suppose we're going to use the trawlers at least. Use a bit more fish. And in development, there's barracks. Let's put skirmish infantry in all of them, as well as for the conscripts. There we go. That is some progress. We'll see how much of money we'll actually make now. I suppose not all that much yet, but a lot depends on if we can pass the taxation laws, to be fair. But there we go. We got munitions. At least it's going to take a while before we declare war on Hobbia, though, because we want to make sure that our troops are actually able to utilize the guns properly. I mean, it's going to take another 10 months before we reduce or lose that modifier completely. Admittedly, they don't have that strong of an army. They do actually have skirmish infantry, oddly enough. Whose market are they? No, they're independent market. Okay. But if we're in the French market, then we can kind of be somewhat secure in the knowledge that France will probably not join against us in wars. The construction cost is still bloody massive, though. But now we've got 70% chance of passing the taxation law here. I suppose since there's going to be so much industry going already, I'm going to cancel that one to get a little bit of the authority back, which should improve some of the approval ratings. Yeah, there we go. Industrialists are liking us a bit more, among a few other... I mean, Intelligentsia is still very much hating us, admittedly. But if we can pass the taxation law, how much is that going to be money for us anyway? About 29,000. So we can probably lower the taxes a little bit. Also, how is the tax... Okay, we've got some states in turmoil, that's fine. Ah, so is Yemen actually... Oh yeah, the tax capacity there is fine now. Alright, oh yeah, there's been a bit of new government administration built there. And the wheat farm is doing fine. The fruit price is actually pretty low at this stage. I suppose it's at least some food, so... The standard of living has actually started turning upwards again, so it's 11.4, still not great, admittedly. But we can, at least now that we've got fully access to coal, we've got a lot better chances of doing things. Death and taxes. Mechanized workshop unlock, okay. I'm going to take the 10% success chance there, although it's going to slow things down a little bit. Right, so we got the mechanized workshop. Let's have a look at the military. Rifling, let's get that underway. And then in the mechanized workshop, let's have a look at the new things that we might have. So textile mill, 2 machines, that's a little bit more stuff, but that's going to be a lot more clothes made there, so that's fine by me. Furniture manufacturer, mechanized work, okay, so that's a bit more wood. And a bit more tools, but that's a lot more furniture as well. So furniture price at some state is going to be rather low at this state. But I'm actually alright with that. There we go, so that might increase our income, or at least the amount of stuff in the... So what are we missing in the market now? Fine arts, opium, dyes. Okay, dyes is something that we could probably do a bit more, although I suppose right now not that much. I'm going to build at least 1 extra in there. I suppose we could also increase the railway level, because I'm pretty sure that the... Oh yeah, there's a lot more engines available. Oh, that's good. Oh, so we got livestock ranch in Yemen being built because reasons. Or because we inherited that from the AI state, basically. So, how close are we getting the troops in full strength again? 4 months. All discovered in West Indies. Ooh. Right, if we declare war on Hobbia, there's 10 battalions. There's a bit of infamy, but I think we're going to do it now. We'll just activate this army. It's not fully active yet. No, they declared rivalry. Well, well, well. But yeah, we should have the, like, we are still regaining the modifiers in here. But I don't think the enemy is going to be actually that strong overall. So we should be able to just punch our way through. I mean, they did have the, for a moment, no, they do have still the skirmish infantry. But they don't have full amount of that. Oh, they've got a lot of conscriptions with irregulars and cannon artillery. I see what's going on. Oh, and our forces is happy again, so we get even higher stats here. 50 average offense. Okay. That'll be pretty decent over here. So if we can conquer this, and then we'll still need to get the taxation, otherwise we are going to eventually just slide into disaster. But oil is being discovered in a lot of places now, which eventually we'll discover a lot of oil as well, hopefully. Or at least some oil, which we can then... Well, I suppose most of it is probably going to be used by the French, let's be honest. So they are fearful, so they might actually just give up. No one's joining their side either. Or my side, for that matter. But that means that it's going to be a lot more in my favour. Oh, right, France is improving relations. That's actually something I should probably do. They are protective of me, at least. But eventually I will have to do a war against... Right, I suppose we've got amicable relations with Egypt still. So we'll need to eventually hurt the relations. But we won't do that until we conquer Ethiopia. Because that's going to be what we'll use for a lot of the manpower required to fight the Egyptians. To get our independence. And maybe eventually just destroy them. I don't know if we can actually fight them while we're in the same market though. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. Like if we stay or try to stay in the French market. Which otherwise is going to probably cause some issues. There we go, yeah, these battles are just going really smoothly. Now, if only the laws were going as smoothly as well. Oh, there we go. Taxation law passed, finally. And we inherited probably a little bit of stuff here. Is there... No, actually, that's fine. Although, actually, mechanized loom, we can just use a bit of tools to reduce the workers needed at textile mill in here. The food industry, that is already using the sweeteners and canneries. Is there anything else in here? I mean, we are... Oh, actually, we've got just enough infrastructure. Well, a little bit extra, actually. But there we go. Taxation laws have changed, so we could maybe improve the wages a little bit. And then that's going to give us a bit of prestige. Crucial status, improved relations. Which are they? They're still part of the British market. Oh, now we're losing a bit of cash again. Alright, but it's not too bad, at least. There we go. We've got another... textile mill somewhere. I think it's right here, actually. We need a lot more dyes now. We've got the dye plantation already underway. Oh, and there's a lot of... Oh, government administration is in Somaliland. Okay, I don't think we initially need quite that many. But one thing that I should do... So is that one's incorporated. This one's not incorporated. We could probably incorporate that quite cheaply. And then... That's 490. Oh, dear. Okay, so we are probably going to want to get those administration centers. Maybe not 3 of them, mind you. But like, let's get at least 1. And then after that, we got the railway in Gondor first being made, and then I suppose, did we ever get the railway in here? No, but we could probably build a railway in our capital. And we can start getting some more transportation through there. So now that we've got the taxation laws, census suffrage, would that be... Yeah, landowners would be radicalized, so I'm not going to pass that one. Let's have a look at the other options we have. So per capita taxation at least is better money. Trade policy mercantilism, we could go for protectionism. I don't think that would necessarily be all that great either. And the voting, I don't... Well, there's the census suffrage, but again, that's a bit... maybe too far. Child labour. Restricted child labour, that's actually not a terrible thing to do. Although the industrialists would not necessarily enjoy that all that much. Right, so we're still losing £3,000 per week, but at least we can have up to 10 million credit now. So we can easily double what we have. 16 worldwide in GDP. I'm guessing Egypt is still... Yeah, they're a decent bit below. They're 70. Oh, right, so they are actually the next one in the list. But now that I can provide the dye plant, or the dyes with the plantation fairly easily into the market, although I suppose the market access over here isn't the best. But we're going to be building another railway there soon enough. And I suppose also, what is the private Arts Academy is needed in Hedjaz? Well, I mean, I suppose getting some Arts Academies doesn't hurt. Because that is actually going to be something that... especially people in the French market will probably want to buy a lot. And opium input good shortage in French market. I suppose the French now started activating the first aid, or probably the next level after that. We've got 3 million radicals. I mean, we didn't manage to reduce the taxation levels, to be fair, so that's a problem. Oh, the tea tax is only 500. Oh yeah, let's remove that one and put in the liquor tax. I didn't really... Well, I suppose there is liquor still being consumed in the nation, even if it's not by me. And then the coffee is 1600 and the luxury clothing would be 200. So remove that one and switch to that one. So we'll get a little bit more money from the taxation at least. So now we're still losing some. The interest is 25. Oh wow, yeah, we're paying a lot on interest. I suppose another thing that we should then do is the society we haven't... Oh, right, central archives, that is taxation capacity. It's not too bad. Central banking would probably... Yeah, that's minus 2% on the loan interest rate. So that would already be pretty decent, or at least a little bit of a bonus there, but that is... Well, actually, it is level 2. But I'm going to switch to the central archives there real quick. Get that done, and then we're going to hopefully get the central banking as well. At least the relations with France are improving quite drastically there. I suppose our armies, well, they're not really ready yet. Did we ever switch the... Right, so these are set to be that. I'm going to increase the amount of barracks that we have there by 1. And we've got a lot of pops in here. I'm going to get another 5. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that yet. So we still need a lot of infrastructure in here, but the turmoil is 27.5% in Gondor. So I think that is actually getting better. Now, admittedly, if I was to incorporate this, we don't have the bureaucracy for that yet. Is there... I don't suppose... yeah, I don't have any trade routes. Right, that makes a bit of sense then. Engines are still something that could be needed. Oh, actually, wine is now something that we could start producing over here. Because the French will eat or drink that, I suppose. As a wheat farm, because the fruit price is already fairly low, is it not? Yes, it is. So, vineyards. That should actually give us a decent bit of extra cash. At least in one of the places. I suppose that is actually the only place that we can make that right now. So, rifling unlocked. Good. Oh, so that actually, arms industry, if we start using the rifles over here, we can start getting some more small arms. And also smooth bore, so we can get a bit of artillery as well. Although I suppose we're going to be using some of the French steel now, which I suspect that there's a decent bit in the market. Sheriff intervenes in the political process. Either minus 10% or plus 20%, but the armed force, intelligence, and industrialists would all hate that. Now, it wouldn't actually lower any of those beyond the current level that they're giving us bonus, so actually I'm going to take that, because I kind of want to start reducing the mortality rates a little bit further. We do have a pretty good population overall, at least. How's the Ethiopians? So they got 50 battalions. How is the troop quality? They can't increase their size, and it's only irregular. But the question is, of course, if I was to declare the war on them, who would join? If I just go for one state, like for the example their capital, then it might not be too bad. I suppose we've got okay relations with France. We could probably let that go up a little bit further, and then we can do a war against Ethiopia. Conquer one state. and then later on conquer the second state, but like, if we just conquer this, that's actually a lot of industry there. Also, that reminds me, how the glass works. So the porcelain price isn't too bad. The dye prices are getting a little bit, well, too high, let's just say. The investment pool is just massive in there. It's still going up by about 20,000 per week. If only I could get that money for myself. I mean, to be fair, once we start getting a proper income again, which I don't know when that's going to happen, at least we got the taxation improvements already. And then if we could start reducing the interest rate, because the 26,000, I mean, I suppose petty bourgeoisie, was it? Well, that is minus 10% loan interest rate already. Oh. Now that is actually pretty decent, because otherwise it would be even more than. Still paying 17,000 for the Egyptians as well. So how much do they have an army? Got 160. I might start damaging the relations. I can't demand the independence. Yeah, that'd be truce for a year as well. But I don't think they would accept that. I could declare the independence war. But that would probably be a bit of disaster. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they've got a fairly significant army. They don't actually have mobile infantry on everything. So we might actually be, especially once we get the shrapnel artillery, which we're not necessarily that far off. If we look at the military stuff here, so it's the breech loading artillery. We'll get the triage, and after that, it might even be that one that we'll research. Currently in Central Archives. That's good. And receipts of child labor, hopefully will pass soon. We've still got 3 million radicals. I mean, suppose it has increased quite a bit with the conquest that we did. There we go. Receipts of child labor. Right, so it reduces dependents' income, but at the same time, mortality rates for farmers, laborers, and peasants will start going down a lot. So that's fine. I'm not going to restore the child labor, so the taxation, I can't really change that for any better. Trade laws I could maybe change. Oh, actually, dedicated police force. Let's try that again. That might improve some of the approval ratings over here for various factions. Not all of them, but various. Central Archive, so that's extra taxation capacity. So, I could either go for the triage. I could go for the fractional distillement. Oh, right, actually, I could start distilling some liquor, because there's now a market that actually uses it. Or I could go for the central banking, which would increase 10% more minting and minus 2% loan interest rate. That would already be pretty decent, but you know what? I'm going to go for the central banking. We need that. Oh, right, so the liquor. Let's have a look at that real quick. So if we put this, is that... it's going to be a little bit of profit. It's not really that massive, to be fair. Okay, over here is actually a lot better. Oil discovered in Eastern New Guinea. Well, I'll be. Oh. Suddenly a French invasion of India. Alright. Is this still the same war? No, the... Oh, right. The British got Hong Kong back. Okay. And now there's another war to return that. Fair enough. But with that, we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.